Bonjour, Français it's Madame Torres, and today I'm going to talk to you about what you have to do this week, 8.05 and 8.06. I am super happy because not only we're in Module 8, my favorite number, but there are 8 weeks left of school as well. I guess the last week is only really 4 days though, so you have to keep that in mind. So before we get into what you have to do this week, I just want to send you a couple of reminders. Remember that, again, you only have about 8 weeks left of school. That last week is really only 4 days, and I really don't want you to end up having to turn work in during that last week. So you should see that all of your assignments are going to be due by the end of the week of May 27th. If you happen to look through your assignment list and see that something is due the last week of school, then double check it, see if you can maybe work a little faster, complete a couple more assignments. Because I want to make sure that you finish with extra time at the end of the semester so you can resubmit anything, so you can double check your final grade, and so that you can take some time to review for your final exam and do well on that final exam. So this week, 8.05 and 8.06, you're going to have a quiz for 8.05, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to be successful on that quiz. And then 8.06, you have a reading. And I thought that I would offer our live lesson to completing the 8.06 reading assignment. We've done this already before with previous listening and reading assignments. We're going to do it as a class this time. So we're going to use the entire hour to read the thing out loud. I'm going to have you guys reading it out loud. I'm going to read it out loud. We're going to practice our speaking and listening comprehension a little bit, and then we're going to answer the questions all together. So this should be a really helpful live lesson this week. If you haven't been coming to live lessons, please, please, please come to the live lesson. In fact, because we're going to be working together, I'm willing to, listen carefully, offer this as a collaboration assignment. So if you come and you participate and help us answer the questions for 8.06 in class on Tuesday, that will be counted towards your collaboration assignment. You have one collaboration to complete per semester. If you haven't thought about that yet, you need to start thinking about how you're going to complete that assignment. If you don't come to live lessons, you need to find a partner on your own. And you've probably seen, or you should have seen in a couple of your lessons, you already have sometimes at the end where the assignment directions are, it says collaboration option. So those are some of the options that you have. But for this week, we are going to learn in 8.05 the words ce, cet, si, and the word quel. So just to give you an idea, I mean, remember whenever we see multiple forms of a word that has the same meaning, what is that usually attributed to? Masculine, feminine, singular, plural. Just like last week when we were talking about the adjectives beau, nouveau, and vieux, same thing here. These words mean this. Like if I say, oh, this or these, if it's more than one. And then when I ask a question using the word quel, it means which. And you'll learn that quel also has more than one way of being spelled. So in order to prepare you for the quiz that you have, I highly recommend doing all the practice in 8.05. The more vocabulary you're familiar with, and if you know the gender, if it's masculine or feminine, of these different places and different objects, which hopefully now we're in Module 8, it's almost the end of French 1, you've had a lot of vocabulary you should have been paying close attention to, whether it's masculine or feminine. If this is something that you still struggle with, don't worry. I struggle with it sometimes too. So make sure you have a good vocabulary list, or you've been saving all the vocabulary lists from the lessons. But this is pretty much the different forms. So just like it says, ce, cet, and cet means this or that, and then ces means these or those, because ces is plural. So we use ce if the place is masculine, this museum, ce musée. We use cet if it's masculine, but ding ding starts with a vowel sound, right? Remember that with beau, nouveau, and vieux. Cet hôtel. Make sure you click on the audio. And cette, C-E-T-G-E, if it's feminine. Cette place, cette école. Notice that école starts with a vowel sound, right? But it's feminine. So we still need to use the feminine form, not the masculine. And then CES if it's more than one. Pretty easy, right? 4 different ones to choose from. So go through the practice. I think this practice, let's see where it is. Right here is awesome. right? And then you're going to learn about quel, meaning which, right? So we've seen this many times already before. Now we're just teaching it to you more specifically, more directly. So it means which or what. And quel has multiple forms as well. Quel is masculine. The one that has the word L in it is feminine. That's how I remember it. Elle means she, which is feminine, quel. And then we just add S's to those two if they are plural, right? So there's no masculine form before a vowel for this one. Pay attention to when they talk about the liaison here. The liaison is very important for vowel sounds, so click it so you can hear what it sounds like, right? And then you'll have your practice. So here we're practicing a little bit of quel. You can see the answers, ce and quel, right? Here we're doing some more practice and you can check out the answers there. Definitely do the practice because you know what? The quizzes usually reflect what you have to do in the practice. It's never something totally new for you to do. Then 8.06 is where we have the reading. So like I said in class, or you can do this on your own, you'll click it and listen to the story as it's being told. There you go. And you listen to the story about this family. They're using vocabulary from Module 8. And then you have some listening, some more listening practice. Dictée is dictation. So when you hear it and then you write whatever you hear, this is really important to practice because it helps you with listening. So even if you're going to be totally off, just write it. Write whatever you think it is. Click on the answer to see what they said. And if it's totally off, that's okay. That's the whole point. You're practicing. And we're going to do something like this in the live lesson as well. So I want you to get some practice in ahead of time. And then at the end of the lesson, you'll see the questions that we're going to answer. So that's pretty much all you have for this week. Keep in mind, we're getting towards the end, right? We only have one more module after this. You have no more DBAs for this semester. So if you haven't done the module 6 or 7 DBA, please make sure you get those done. If they're not done, then you can't pass the class. So it's really important. I will talk to you guys at the live lesson. Au revoir.